This was the second flight of two at the park where I did a circular waypoint mission. I was quite scared the first time. I thought it was over in that bank and trees. I did not have the GoPro running when I ran it the first time. So I walked towards the center of the field to see what the opposite end of the field circle was like. And here's where I start the mission for the second flight. There she is, coming overhead, hitting the waypoints. I can see by the rotation of the back two red arms now as it hits each waypoint and reorients pointing towards the next one. I can actually see on this side of the field that it is actually making an arc around the field. You can barely see it going right past the white cloud right now to the right of the flag, coming into the blue space in the clouds. It's completely opposite of me on the field now, coming out of that cloud into the little fluffy, now into the blue sky straight across. Now going into the second cloud over there. I have to keep looking at my Android to make sure it's hitting the waypoint. Now it's starting pretty much into the second half. Right there, coming into the black dark looking cloud on the right. Screen center. Basically when it gets over my head here, then it's going to head for that corner for return to launch. Looking straight up into the sun was no fun. Looks like the GoPro really closed down on that sun. That's cool. It's quite bright for me. And she's overhead, finishing the circle. Circle done. We're both headed for the corner. Who is going to get there first? Looks like I'm ahead. So far on the rebuild, the platforms worked really well. So I'm trying to never crash it again. We'll see how lucky I am. Looks like I'm not quite keeping up. And it begins to land. So it's not going to go outside the field. I feel much better at this point. Didn't get the first flight. Did get this one. Really do need a second person for videoing with some kind of video camera with a telephoto lens on such a mission where the platform goes so far away. This is that 6-acre field. Ground was soaking wet. I was really hesitant to put it down. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that. So finally, let's look at the movie of those two flights. Here we go. Take off. Get a little closer here. A little closer. Like I say, I was standing at home for this one. And it found its first waypoint. And did its circle. Like I say, I thought it was close to the bank. But as you can see, it really wasn't. Finish the circle. Go back and land at home. Let's forward this up and view the second one. Wish there was a way to overlay these two so I could actually see what the deviations were. Looks like there's a little altitude deviation right there. The Pixhawk barometer doesn't seem to be as accurate as the APM, or I haven't calibrated it, or can't really calibrate a hardware barometer, but I'm gonna have to check into that. Oh, it's quite windy. That's why there's a lot of jumping around. I was standing in the center of the field for the second go around, and it was much more obvious that I was okay. And we headed back home. Altitude, as you can see on the bottom, was fairly consistent. And there you go.